Welcome to the Bill and Frantz Show.
I'm Bill.
And I'm Frantz.
And our guest is Toni Schmidt.
And we have an excellent show for you today. Do not miss any of it. Do not even blink an eye. We'll be back.
Hey, welcome to the Bill and Frantz Show. I'm Frantz.
I'm Bill, and here we are today with our special guest today is Toni Schmidt. How are you today?
I'm good, Bill. How are you?
Good.
Excellent, thanks.
Good.
And so what do you do?
I'm a healing touch practitioner, and that involves doing energy work. It's a complementary therapy that is used in a lot of the hospitals these days.
Okay, what does energy work mean?
Energy work is working with the electromagnetic field around the body and help to balance things.
Okay.
It sounds good to me. Healing touch practitioner. Oh, tell me some more about this, Toni. Tell me some more about it. It feels, my body already feels good.
It's a program that you can get a certification for, and it's used with the Ayurvedic system, which is the old and ancient Eastern Indian system of chakras. I don't know if you've heard of chakras. They're energy centers in the body, and it helps to balance them, in which case then when your body's in balance, it wants to heal itself. So that's the premise.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so that's your business?
That is my business.
Is there a website for that?
There is. It's healingworksstl.com.
Okay, great, cool. And you're also involved in an organization called Mitrata-Nepal?
Yes, I am. I'm very involved with them. I'm on their board of directors, and what Mitrata-Nepal is, it's a local St. Louis originated organization. A woman from here, Kristen Stewart, went to Nepal with a friend of hers, met a woman there who was telling her about children and the conditions in Nepal where there's a lot of poverty. The organization has since blossomed. How it started was they were looking for children who were either their parents were selling them into slavery at a young age, or it was sex slave trade. The political situation in Nepal is this, where the Maoists, the Chinese, have come in, and it's been a 10-year insurgency. So 13,000 people have been slaughtered, and mostly men. So women and children are left to fend for themselves. Now in Nepal, the education system works that you have to pay for education. There's no free schools. We have no idea how lucky we are here in the United States. And usually men are more educated than women. So when a man dies and leaves a mother and children, she has no means of support. So she'll give her kids away. So a lot of times what happens, Mitrata-Nepal started with one little girl that was found in the streets. She was malnourished. She was very sick, close to dying. And Christine and the woman in Nepal, her name is Nanda, took this child in, and they decided they're going to start this organization. We now have 100 children that we sponsor, and how that works is it's not like Save the Children where you just send money and it's kind of like a blank, you're not sure who you're sponsoring. Each child has a sponsor or two sponsors. You know, people split a child, and what the money goes to is their food, their education, since I said it's not free there, medical expenses, and housing. So that's basically what we do. Now, we have more children than we have sponsors right now.
So looking for more sponsors?
Looking for some sponsors. Mitrata.org is the website.
Mitrata.org.
Yes.
You know what, man? I get tired of hearing about these repressive governments that are just doing their people wrong. But it's good that Mitrata-Nepal, the organization, is out there helping people and trying to get some things done. Because if it's not for the people banding together to do this, then it would never get done, because we know that all these type of governments don't care anyway.
Yeah, and the government there is really in dire straits because I got to go last year and meet my my boy, who I've sponsored for 9 or 10 years now. So
Okay.
he's a grown up. But while we were there, it was the first election of a Maoist prime minister. So the Chinese are coming in and slowly taking over, which is, if you know your geography, there's India, and then Nepal, and then Tibet.
Okay.
So they took over Tibet, and now if you look on a map, a current map, there is no Nepal, no Tibet.
Oh, right, it's just part of China.
Yeah, it's
Right.
part of a region of China. So they're
Province.
slowly trying to do the same thing in Nepal. But the Nepali people are pretty strong. They're really trying hard to keep their identity. So
Okay.
it's a struggle.
And you, the Mitrata-Nepal organization here locally is going to have a concert?
Yes, we are. September 22nd, we're having a concert at Logan.
September 22nd.
Be there, please. It's at Logan Chiropractic College. Great lineup. We have Farshid Etniko, who is kind of this Persian jazz, Latin jazz kind of guy, and he'll have his whole troupe, and Don Weber, who's a great jazz musician here in St. Louis. Todd Ferris Mosby, who plays, also he's kind of a jazzy kind of guy, but he also plays sitar and has some Indian influence to his music.
Sounds great.
Then Rick Recht, who's a Jewish rock artist who I heard years ago and just loved, so I'm excited to hear him again. And then we'll have
Great.
belly dancers. We'll have the Belly Dance Mirage troupe and some Nepalese dancers. So it's a great lineup. Logan's Theater is state-of-the-art. I've seen it. It's a beautiful place.
Where is that?
Logan Chiropractic College is in Chesterfield.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should see it right off of 40, I think.
It's right off. It is. It's not
Okay.
far off of 40.
Very good.
So there you have it. We have Toni today. She told us a lot of information. Don't forget the concert. Then on September 22nd
September 22nd.
at Logan's College Theater.
Yes.
And if you need a healing hand, like I need a healing hand, Toni's your girl, baby. That's your girl.
Yeah, I am.
With that, we'll be right back.
Okay. Okay, welcome back to the Bill and Franz Show. Franz, what's on your mind?
Well, what's on my mind is hot topics, and what's hot right now is Chick-fil-A. It's popping for real, like fried chicken. It's hot, it's real hot. You know what's going on with Chick-fil-A, right?
Absolutely.
Well?
The owner of Chick-fil-A, or some guys important in there, said, "I'm opposed to gay marriage and it's a crying shame." And so now the left got all said, the left side of the world or country got all huffy, how dare you say such a thing? And they're talking about boycotting, and then 3 of the mayors of Boston, Chicago, and San Francisco said, we can't have any more of that. We can't have Chick-fil-A in our city, any more of those. And then of course the right, then all those people who are opposed to gay marriage, they showed their solidarity by showing up in droves on one particular day, and the lines around the block and all that. And something else. There's also the kissing. I don't know anything about.
Yes.
Right.
Do you want to tell us about the kissing?
The kissing happened yesterday, and I believe it was around the country, but I know it happened here in St. Louis, where the gays and lesbians came out and kind of counter-protested and stood out with signs and kissed.
So what do y'all think about that? Because my opinion is it's a business, and the man owns his own business. So if he chooses to, his belief should not affect his business, but unfortunately in this world today it will.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think he's right, or do you think he's wrong?
I think that's a tough question to answer,
Right.
because it's a private business
Right.
as opposed to like
Publicly
a
owned.
city, a publicly owned, in which case all people are created equal, supposedly. But in this country, in general, all people are created equal, so why would a business owner discriminate?
Right.
I mean, it is a form of discrimination,
Right.
in my head.
Well, I think, I agree that it's a privately owned business, and therefore, they can have whatever opinion they want. Whether, of course, but then there's, of course, does this affect their hiring practices? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know the information on that. After this whirlwind, he basically said, okay, we're not going to talk about policy anymore. He kind of backed off, which makes sense, which is what he should have done to begin with. Now, we got to remember that on the other side of it, there's a lot of other fast food restaurants and other things like that, like Starbucks, who say very much we support gay marriage, and so people don't get mad at fast food chains as much when they say they're for something as when they're against something. So I think it was probably the right choice to say we're just going to shut up now. But I mean, it's their right to have their opinion.
Right. I think what's going on is the man made his opinion and gave his opinion, and now he's gonna get the backlash from that.
Yeah, and it's he gave his opinion, and that's his right, and it's everyone's else right to react to that opinion and do what they've been doing. It's right for the people to go and say we support you and buy all their food for a day and cause traffic jams. It's also right to do the kissing, I guess.
Right.
And boycott.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is, I'll say this, is that they protested, Chick-fil-A is being protested, but nobody who is anti-gay marriage went up to Starbucks and started a big, don't serve coffee, why are you supporting these people?
That's true.
So it's like, what do you do if you're a private business owner, What do you do?
And now we're going to go on to Hollywood. So one of the many scandals. What's that about?
Yes,
Well-
please tell us.
Well, the biggest scandal that's going on right now is the whole Kristen Stewart thing with
Robert Patterson.
Robert Patterson. I don't know
So
why I don't
that's
remember
Bella
this guy's name.
and what's his name in the?
One of the vampires?
Yeah, he's
Well, one of the lead vampires.
the lead vampire.
And Robert, is nothing against you, man. I mean, it's harder for me to remember the guy's names rather than the lady's name.
Is that looking at you?
But I just want to let you know. No offense, man. But the big scandal is that Kristen cheated on Robert with the director of Snow White and the Huntsman. Okay? And so Hollywood is coming down on her really hard. So I was wondering, what do y'all think about that, man? Because she's young, she's 22, they're not married.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So, I mean...
But they're planning to get married, according to all the gossip magazines.
Exactly.
An unofficial engagement?
Right.
Or official
I
engagement?
think it's official. But you know what? Ever since the Twilight whole thing came out and the romance was budding and all, I felt like she's under a lot of pressure. What if she really didn't like this guy as much as they're making it out to be?
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Didn't that happen to Dorothy from Wizard of Oz? What's her name?
Judy Garland?
Judy Garland had the same problem when she was really young. The
Pressure.
the press was all like, "Oh, you're in love with this other co-star," and she's like, "I guess I'm just 16. What do I know?
Yeah.
Right.
I
Yeah.
guess I'll just grow up messed up."
That's exactly and I wonder about that, like how much of it is pressure, like she was kind of directed into this role as girlfriend.
Maybe. I don't think that's a.
No.
I don't know, man.
I mean, it may be a factor, but it's not enough.
Okay.
You know what? I actually thought the same thing. I was like, is this thing planned? Is this a media thing to get people around this movie? Because was she pressured into their relationship? Because, they've been dating ever since the movies Twilight started,
Right.
And she's only 22 years old, which means she started off, 19? She's
Probably younger.
Probably younger than that, But doesn't she have the right to be with who she want to be with? Maybe, she should have told him that she didn't want to be a girlfriend no more or something like that. If that's how she feel, but I don't know. It's just, to me, I thought it was a Hollywood media thing.
She's probably just like any other human being. When you get to Hollywood, it's overwhelming, and then the temptations are everywhere, and she succumbed to those temptations.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, it's a lot of pressure, and I don't know. I mean, the only thing is, I believe in fidelity and things like that. So if you're engaged, don't cheat. And if you do cheat, well, you're going to get some slack for it. Meanwhile, I guess she was cheating with a married man, right?
Yes, a married man.
So,
and you know what the thing is? I think it's hypocritical because they're putting her under all this pressure, but him, the director, has a wife and 2 kids.
that's
Now,
more,
where's all the pressure on him?
right?
So it's like, to me, she's young. She's a young girl.
How old is
and
the director?
she's gonna make mistakes. The director's at least in his 30s.
Oh, well, there you go. That's another imbalance.
And so I'm like, Christian girl, you're gonna get over this. It's gonna be all right. Now what you did was wrong, and I gotta tell you honestly, I'm happy that the scandal's not with another man, because the men have been in this type of scandal for a long time. Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan. They've been hitting us back to back with these cheating men. So I'm not going to say it's refreshing to have a girl cheating, but hey, giving us a break. We thank you for this, you know.
For the record, they both cheated.
They both cheated, yes. They both cheated.
It takes two.
It takes two to tango, baby. But thanks for relieving the pressure off of us men.
All right.
Well,
shall we call it a day?
Thank you for watching the Bill Frantz Show. Special guest Toni Schmidt today. She did her thing, and she knows what she's talking about, and she got those healing hands, baby, healing hands. Better call her up. Have a good day. Peace.
Bye.